Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Howdy channel. This is a story that I definitely do not want to cover or talk about, but I feel the need to due to the circumstances. What are the circumstances? The circumstances are this. Joe Biden did not take anybody's advice and do the Afghan withdrawal in a sane fashion. He knocked on wood in an interview with George Stephanopoulos that no one would die. That knocking on wood that nobody will die when you're behind enemy lines is a huge invitation to the enemy to go, oh, we could see you're knocking on wood and raise you by 13 dead U.S. service members and over 100, all the way up to a possible 200 Afghan citizens. Then, if that wasn't enough, and no, it wasn't enough, then Biden, in order to change the news cycle and look like big Mr. Tough Man, he orders a drone strike. Now, keep in mind, we have everybody leaving the country. Where are we going to get the intelligence from? Well, we didn't get any intelligence. We got stupid. How do we know we got stupid? Well, it was pretty obvious from the moment it happened. Everybody that watches like, this is so wrong. The words came out then, they came out by me, they came out by everybody on TV, which was, dude, he's just firing this drone strike to change the story and look tough. It's such an old ploy, and you're doing this ploy by killing real-life human beings. And because there was no intelligence, because there couldn't be, it turns out the story was true. They really did kill a U.S. aid worker and his children. The head of the United States Central Command, General Kenneth McKenzie Jr., announced Friday that it is unlikely any ISIS-K members were killed in Kabul drone strike on August 29th, which led to multiple civilian casualties. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, this is breaking my heart. Oh my God, this is so horrible. We now assess that it is unlikely that the vehicle and those who died were associated with ISIS-K or a direct threat to the U.S. forces, McKenzie said of the airstrike at a briefing following the investigation by the military. Yeah. In other words, everybody on the right was right again, and a lot of people on the left also was like, dude, this is so not right. As much as everybody knew, you don't leave the Air Force base, sneak off in the middle of the night, and then use the commercial Air Force base to do your evacuation. Equally, the same amount of people knew, oh by gosh, by golly, that drone strike there was no way, and it wasn't. The proof is in the body bags. There is no way they could have gotten accurate intelligence to actually get ISIS members in that situation. And they didn't. On behalf of the men and women of the Department of Defense, I offer my deepest condolences to surviving family members of those who were killed, including Mr. Ahmadi, and to the staff of the Nutrition and Education International. Wow. The other day in the Senate, you had Rand Paul doing the hearings, and he said to them, do you know if an ISIS member was killed? And they said, we're investigating it. And Rand Paul looks at him and goes, I'm pretty sure it was Rand Paul. It might have been Ted Cruz, but I'm pretty sure it was Rand Paul. Not that I get the two men confused, but it's been a couple of days since I've seen the story. And they said, shouldn't you know before you do? Shouldn't the investigation happen before you order the drone strike? Because everybody knows this is not how you do things. It is the way Biden does things, and we have 3.5 years left with this person unless he kills over, and then we get Chuckles McGee coming in. And oh my God, it's heartbreaking. And let me say this. If you're going to allow people to be blown up, we were warned heavily, and by we I mean the world, that they were going to do a suicide bombing attack. And we made no changes tactically whatsoever in our behavior once we got that heads up. None. So if you're going to let all these people be blown up, 13 U.S. service members, hundreds of the Afghans. And then, after you let all those people get blown up by not showing you're the smart one and making correct tactical changes. No, they made no changes at all, as a matter of fact. Yeah, if you're going to do that, and then you're going to turn around and do a revenge strike, and please, anybody who doesn't think it was a revenge strike, you don't know what the word revenge means. Feel free to look it up. And then you do a revenge strike based on zero intelligence. That does show how much intelligence you have. That would be zero. And you kill your helper bee, a U.S. aid ally, and his children, real children. You can't call yourself the good guy anymore. There are a lot of things wrong with the United States, and they're growing and they're growing and they're growing. And California voted the other day. 2/3 of California said, "We like the growing problems. Please keep them coming." As Governor Newsom solidified with a gigantic 3-2. No, not 3-2. It was 3-1, 3-2. Yeah, 3-2 margin. Whatever. 6 million to 2.5 million so far. Solidified that no, Californians, they're just peach keen. They think it's all good. You can't call yourself the good guy then. One of the favorite expressions of lefties is, "You're better than that." You know what? No, you're not. If you did it, you're not better than that. That's exactly who you are. Now, whether or not you choose to stay there, that's up to you. But no, you're not better than that. Because if you were better than that, by definition, you wouldn't have done it. You can't call yourself the good guys if you're going to let hundreds of people be blown up after you were told they were going to be blown up and you made no changes to stop it. And you can't call yourself the good guy when you do a revenge strike and you not only kill your ally, but you kill his children. Yeah, good guys don't do that stuff. Did you hear of the UK having any of those problems while they were getting their people out? Nope. Did you hear of the Italians or the French having any of those problems? How many of the civilians did they get? How many of their little... No, they didn't. But the United States did. And you can't call yourself the good guy when you do stuff like that. Does getting a different president make a difference? I hope so. But more importantly, until we do, so far absolutely nobody has had to pay the price on the American side for this disastrous withdrawal, and now including this revenge killing that killed little kids and a helper bee. There's got to be accountability along the line, and when the Republicans come in 2022, if they don't put the people who have acted maliciously on trial, I'm not going to do the standard, oh, they all need to go to jail. No, they do need to go to trial, and if they're convicted, they need to go to jail. But I want actual trials, actual juries making the decision, because that is our system, not DAs saying, forget about it, you're on the left, you Black Lives Matter people, you all have a good time, go torch another house. Yeah. No, that's not our system. It's been turned into our system by malicious people and good men who do nothing, because all it takes for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. And wow, we've spent 2 years of good men doing nothing. So, when the Republicans come in, they need to actually act like a political party instead of some ridiculous tug of war that only wants to hold the line. No. Let's win. And you win by using the laws that we have appropriately. And you have the jury trials, and if they're convicted, they go to jail. And if they're acquitted, you let them be. Now, has the Democrats given the same courtesy? No, but the Democrats aren't Americans by sheer evidence of the fact that they want to change the Supreme Court, they want to change the Constitution, they want to ignore it. They're all doing all this stuff by executive order throughout the states, throughout the country. So no, they're not even playing by Americans' rules. The Republicans come in. We've left behind for the moment, Make America Great Again. Now what we have to do is go, let's make America America again. Let's go back to the Constitution and what it says, because it's been ignored for a very long time now, which means it's not America. Constitution means what you are made out of. And if we're not following what we're made out of, well, then clearly we're made out of something else. And what we're made out of, the something else, is not the good guys. When you do revenge strikes and you kill your allies and their family, yeah, your Constitution is not that of a good guy. Because if your Constitution was that of a good guy, A, you wouldn't have done the strike in that manner, as in for revenge, and you would hold people accountable. Because that's what good people do. They atone for their sins. So far, we've seen no sign of that at all happening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the future.